Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the induction ceremony of the National Honor Society and the National Junior Honor Society. This evening, we will be welcoming new members into these prestigious societies. National Honor Society was founded in 1921 by the National Association of Secondary School Principals. 8 years later, 1929, the Principals Associated founded the National Junior Honor Society. The Association of Principals believed it was a priority to recognize outstanding students who demonstrated excellence in scholarship, leadership, service, and character. The founders wanted to honor well-rounded students who excelled in the studies and significantly contributed to their communities. This evening, we want to congratulate these deserving students. We also want to send our congratulations to the parents and guardians of the families of these remarkable young people. Your unconditional love, guidance, support, and encouragement throughout the years are a big reason why your sons and daughters are here tonight. I also want to thank our staff for their contributions and unwavering dedication to our students. For the inductees being honored tonight, as was mentioned, you are being selected based on 4 criteria inscribed on our Honor Society emblem. Those are character, leadership, scholarship, and service. As the ceremony continues, these criteria will be highlighted. Next, I would like to introduce one of our returning NHS inductees, Sage Hill, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Sage?
Let's stand and recite the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Sage. I'd like to give a special thanks to several people. First of all, Dr. Richard Verratti, who is our CEO. Mrs. Deborah Kennedy, our superintendent. Mrs. Casey Havens, our assistant principal. And Mrs. Jill Westbrook, our guidance counselor. I would also like to thank our QDA and QPA board members. This year, our president is Mr. John Kemp, with Mrs. Karen Sterling, Mr. Gil Snyder, Mrs. Sally Stroop, and Mrs. Vicki Wyckoff. I especially want to thank our advisors. They are terrific. What they do behind the scenes all year long is just terrific, and it's such a pleasure for me to be involved with them. This is such a special evening to begin with, but being with such positive people, hardworking people, is tremendous. Our QDA National Honor Society advisor is Mrs. Casey Havens. We have 2 QDA National Junior Honor Society advisors, Mrs. Sandy Ascaris and Mrs. Heather Feller. And who couldn't be with us tonight, she had a family situation kind of like this, is our QPA National Junior Honor Society advisor, Mrs. Brittany Sutherland. And I would like to bring up our assistant principal, Mrs. Casey Havens.
Good evening. It is time for us to do the lighting of the candles, and we are going to have some of our previous inductees do the reading for those. Up first is Alexander Sanford for scholarship.
Scholarship means a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours in reading and study, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education is ended, for education only ends with the end of life. Knowledge is one great element in life which leads to the highest success, and it can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past, and the light that illuminates the future. Candidates have a charge to continually expand their world through opportunities inherent in scholarship.
Up next for service is Ari Rufner.
Service can be described in various ways. In a routine of a day's work, many opportunities arise to help others. Willingness to work for the benefit in those in need without monetary compensation or without recognition is a quality we seek in our membership. We are committed to the idea of volunteering our time and abilities to the creation of a better tomorrow.
For leadership, Leah Sanford.
Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking the initiative in class and school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others to attain the same objective. The price of leadership is sacrifice, willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in a country, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed. Thus, to lead is a substantive charge to each of our members.
For character, Joan Calderhead.
Character is the force within each individual, which distinguishes that person from others. It gives each of us our individuality. It is that without which no one can respect oneself, nor hope to attain the respect of others. It is this force of character that guides one through life, and when once developed, grows steadily. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant action, striving daily to make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. We must be, in reality, what we wish to appear to others. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character.
And for citizenship, we have Sage Hill coming back up.
I represent citizenship, the obligations each member of our society faces to live up to the democratic ideals given to us by the founders of our country, the responsibilities each of us has to our home community, our state, and our nation are many. As good citizens, we are bound to live up to the laws and guidelines which unite us as a civilized society. Good citizens work together to improve not only our lives, but the lives of all our fellow citizens. Good citizenship requires that we remain strong and vigilant in protecting the freedoms and rights that have been granted to us, and in preventing injustice from entering our lives. We, the members of our chapter, are called to live up to the high standards of citizenship from this day forward.
At this time, we are going to do the induction of our new members. So we will call them up one at a time and have an introduction read about them. They will then walk down, get their pin from previous members and their certificate with their gift, and then they'll head off. So we're going to have some picture opportunities over here too. So up first is Miss Tara Coe, and she is going to be introduced by Mrs. Sharon Mahallam.
In addition to being an above-average student, Tara is a self-taught artist, with pencil being her favorite medium. Her art focuses on the human form, with her favorite style of art being anime. She is currently teaching herself how to create digital art through the Procreate app on her iPad. Recently, Tara shared with me the amazing picture she captured of the solar eclipse. She's an above-average student maintaining a 3.16 GPA. Family is important to Tara, and she is a member of a tight-knit family. When Tara's grandfather passed away, she worked countless hours over a 6-month period, helping her family clean and remove the contents of her grandfather's home. She was an integral part of every step of the process, including cleaning, boxing items, loading them into vehicles, delivering them to their destination, and she was happy to be able to help her family. Tara is a team player, but her leadership skills are evident whether she's with friends or family. She helps support and encourage her friends by helping to guide and direct them through activities. She's a valuable member of her trivia team. Being the youngest, she's able to answer questions about subjects the older adults aren't familiar with. Tara also served as a study partner with a peer who was struggling with coursework. Tara is supportive and caring with both family and friends. She also has a humorous side, which is evident with the ongoing debate she has with her uncle about whether Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster actually exist. They surprise each other with amusing signs, hats, shirts, and other trinkets. Tara's uncle surprised her with a gift when she was nominated for National Honor Society. They now have the rest of the family involved with this spirited debate. Tara has been a student with QDA since 7th grade. In addition to being an exceptional student, she is a self-taught artist with many creative interests. I'm excited to see where her many gifts will take her. Congratulations, Tara.
Up next, we have Mrs. Kelly Argento, who will be introducing Alexandra DeVore.
Alexandra has been a student of mine for 2 years. She is a dedicated student that faithfully keeps up on her attendance, her courses, and her grades. She is a devoted bowling athlete, and this year had to overcome the obstacle of knee surgery at the end of her bowling season. I thoroughly enjoy reading Alexandra's short stories she gives me whenever she enters her offline times. Alexandra currently carries a 3.8 GPA in her courses, including her elective theater, cinema, and film production course. Alexandra began learning sign language in the 5th grade as a way to communicate with a friend. She also has attended ASL clubs and even taught other students and adults signs. Alexandra was part of Ohio Model United Nations as a state officer, where she led a group of 7th and 8th graders while they presented solutions to world problems. In 8th grade, Alexandra was chosen to be a member of the Positive Panther program while attending Perry schools. Alexandra is a great member of her community and is known to babysit, make peanut butter treats for her family business, the Peanut Butter Palace, participates in the Lotus Grove events as a face painter, and helps with town events for Halloween and summer kickoffs. Alexandra has been a pleasure to have these past 2 years. I am so proud of her continued hard work and dedication to her education, athletics, and community. I know she will continue to work hard and be successful. Congratulations.
Up next, we have Mrs. Sandy Axterwitz, and she is introducing Chase Haney.
I get the pleasure of introducing Chase for Mrs. Barton, who couldn't be here tonight. She had really nice things to say about him, and here's some of what she said. Since enrolling at Quaker Digital Academy in 9th grade, Chase has taken advantage of the academic opportunities that have been provided to him. He has been working diligently to graduate a year early and is on track to do so. Chase currently has a 3.46 GPA. He completed the welding program offered in partnership with Utica Shale Academy and earned the industry-recognized credential seal by earning 12 points toward graduation. Chase has completed over 20 hours of service at White's Alignment by assisting the employees as needed. He has also volunteered at Catholic Charities by gathering food and donations for the less fortunate. Chase enjoys helping local veterans by cutting their grass. When employed by the Columbiana Metropolitan Housing Authority, Chase was typically the team leader. He was responsible for maintaining various apartment buildings throughout the county. Chase has also worked at Salem Golf Course, Pine Meadows, and at his father's auto business. Chase enjoys being physically active and participating in extracurricular activities. Over the years, he has been involved in track and field, kickboxing, basketball, wrestling, and fishing. After graduation, Chase hopes to enlist in the Army to serve his country. He has taken steps to meet with a local recruiter. Chase is eager to succeed and works hard to do so. He exhibits many positive qualities of being not only a good student, but also a good citizen. We are proud of his efforts and excited to see what his future holds. Congratulations.
Gianna is unable to be here this evening, so up next is Adam McConnell being introduced by Mr. George Toland.
This is the first year I had the opportunity to have Adam for QDA. He is such a hardworking student who takes great pride in his work. I enjoy how detail-oriented he is and how much he truly cares about his education. Adam not only wants to achieve A's, but he wants to get every question in every class correct, so he is a machine. Currently, he has earned A's all year, carries a 4.0 GPA. He's also a member of the investment club, and I see him logging his hours all the time with that, and also digital arts. Seems like he really takes great pride in that as well. He's always conscientious about schoolwork. If he ever has a question, he asks, emails, text, whatever it needs to get the stuff done. He's worked great all year long, no attendance issues whatsoever. He's always kind, respectful. He's a great addition to the National Honor Society, and congratulations.
Mrs. Heather Feller is going to introduce Kylie Muty to us.
It's an honor to introduce Kylie Moody. Kylie is a student of Mrs. Maddie White, who's unable to be here to attend. Kylie has been a Mrs. White student for the past 2 years. Kylie does well academically and has maintained a very strong grade point average. Kylie is an active member of the Milk Makers 4-H Club, where she volunteers her time as the vice president. Kylie proudly shows dairy cows and heifers, market lambs, market goats, and pygmy goats. I got them all right. She also shows her pygmy goats on a national level. Kylie is very involved in the Tuscarawas County Junior Fair Board, the Food and Fashion Board, Junior Leaders, and has served as the Tuscarawas County Senior and Junior Dairy Princess for the last 4 years. Kylie is proudly a fourth-generation dairy farmer and spends much of her time helping there at the farm. Kylie is a member of the New Philadelphia Girls Varsity Bowling Team and part of the Jerusalem Church Youth Group. Mrs. White said that she is very proud of all that you have accomplished and is excited to continue to watch you grow. Congratulations.
Up next, we have Clayton Painter, who is going to be introduced by Mrs. Sandy Axterwitz.
Clayton is also a student of Mrs. Barton, who could not be here tonight. And here's what she had to say. Clayton has been a student at Quaker Digital Academy since 7th grade. Over time, we have witnessed Clayton blossom into a mature young adult. He is reliable, determined, responsible, and one of the most conscientious students we have encountered. If hard work and perseverance are the keys to success, Clayton's opportunities are endless. Over the course of Clayton's academic career at QDA, he has had a personal mission to perform to the best of his ability. He has achieved outstanding academic achievement through his ongoing evolution as a student, his motivation to better himself, and his desire for success. Clayton has participated in QDA's coding club for 2 years. Since 2019, Clayton has been involved in helping those who are less fortunate. He volunteers at the local Salvation Army and also donates non-perishable items. Throughout the year and on holidays, Clayton volunteers to distribute food. He also assists at the Urban Mission in Steubenville and has dedicated over 75 hours of volunteer service. In addition to helping out the less fortunate, Clayton also dedicates time to helping with bingo at the fire department. He aids by cooking and cleaning up as needed. Over the years, Clayton has been involved in Boy Scouts and enjoyed learning survival skills and earning badges for his accomplishments. Clayton's achievements inside and outside the classroom have contributed to the individual that he is today. He is a family-oriented person and aims to please those around him. He sets goals in all aspects of life and works diligently to outperform himself. He is cooperative, punctual, and strives to make the right choices. Clayton is very deserving of membership in the National Honor Society and the prestigious honor that comes along with it. We're extremely proud of his accomplishments. Congratulations.
Miracle Redding, and she will be introduced by Mrs. Heather Feller.
It is my privilege to introduce Miracle Redding. She is a student of Mrs. Luann Kennedy, who is unable to attend tonight. Miracle has been a student of Mrs. Kennedy's for the past 2 years, and Mrs. Kennedy describes her as a very dedicated student who consistently maintains attendance, course progress, and exemplary grades. Miracle is currently carrying and maintaining her 3.5 GPA. Miracle volunteers her time in her community at the Flying Pig various stations during the marathon weekend. She is also going to different nursing homes and gaining hours towards her STNA license, which she shared tonight that she has achieved. So now her next steps are just continuing to finish her education and look into what direction she wants to use her STNA and if she can get a job at her nursing home. Miracle has held the position of class treasurer at the Diamond Oaks Vocational School and has been a camp counselor for Taylor High School. A strong indication of Miracle's character is that she collects trash in her neighborhood and at the community park, showing pride in her surroundings. Mrs. Kennedy wrote the following: Miracle has been a pleasure to work with in the past 2 years. I'm proud of her continued hard work and her dedication to her education. I know she will continue to work hard and to be a success in all of her future endeavors. Congratulations.
Up next, we have Gideon Rufner and Mr. Bob Zontini.
Good evening. I'd like to introduce Gideon Rufner, 10th grader at QDA. He had an older sister here that I had as an IS and an older brother. And so Gideon's third in line here, and I think he's the third one from his family in the National Honor Society. But Gideon, like all of our students here, has a continuous work ethic, completes his classes, has perfect attendance, attends his testing, is also a member of the QDA Investment Club, and he plans to graduate in 3 years, as his brother did this week. During the summer, Gideon is in charge of growing his family's vegetables, and he put a quote on his information sheet. He says, "I have to motivate and set an example for my younger siblings to go and work in the garden with a good attitude." That's a good one. Gideon is involved in various community activities. He helps at a local food pantry, helps at a organization called Harvest Call. They provide food for people in need. Also helps work at Ovada Sustainable Acres, and also finds time to help elderly people with yard work and entertain sometimes at a local nursing home by singing and so forth. Gideon also maintains apartment housing, and I've seen these on his online hours or offline hours by installing appliances, flooring, electrical outlets and switches, and has learned how to timber frame. So he's got a lot of skills there. Gideon's also a member of the Rubber City Pickleball Club. He has completed in 4 tournaments, winning gold twice, silver and bronze, and he's also a member of the Marco Island Pickleball Club in Florida. Gideon's a dedicated, hardworking, positive, polite student, and congratulations.
Kelly Shoemaker by Mrs. Heather Feller.
Kelly's instructional supervisor is Mrs. Luann Kennedy, who's unable to be here tonight. She shared with me that Kelly has been her student for the past 2 years and has maintained a 3.5 GPA, not only with our QDA curriculum, but also while taking College Credit Plus courses through Kent State Tuscarawas. Kelly is involved in the Tuscarawas County community in many ways. She's helped for the last 3 years with Tough Bags. She's helped her neighbor by planting and weeding flower beds, and she's involved in her church. Kelly has been doing dance for the last 14 years. She's taken tap, jazz, and ballet. And if not taking classes, she's assisting teachers to help those tiny dancers. Kelly is currently a member of the Town and Country 4-H Club. She has served as the club treasurer. As her 4-H projects, she shows market hogs and market steers. Kelly also does beef breeding as an additional 4-H project. She is the current Tuscarawas County Beef Queen. In addition to all of her activities, Kelly finds time to work as a waitress at the Mill Restaurant. Join me in congratulating Kelly.
Now, Haley Stahl. Haley has been a QDA student of mine for a few years now. I will start by saying she works very hard in and out of school. Since Haley has been about 14, she has talked non-stop about wanting to get a job. Each week when I would call her, it would always come up she wanted a job. We would discuss how that could be a possibility soon, but not a lot of places in East Liverpool hire someone who's 14. In the next breath, or sentence rather, she would then ask for additional classes so that she could get them done to graduate early since she couldn't go to work. I'm happy to say that she is now 16, has a job, and is well ahead in her credits for graduation because that job took so long to come around. Haley is currently a sophomore and takes her classes very seriously. At this time, she holds around a 3.7 GPA. Next year, as a junior, she will only need to complete her English and math credit to graduate. She has completed around 20 hours of community service at Catholic Charities, along with 10 hours of job shadowing. She has also volunteered at the way station with the food drive and the clothes donations. Haley is a strong leader, and I want to say that those skills are due to being the oldest sibling at home. She helps with her siblings when it comes to school meals and cleaning. These skills carry over into her position at Catholic Charities. She helps the new workers and the volunteers with their new assigned jobs until they are comfortable completing the tasks on their own. Haley was one of our students to enter the welding pilot program last year and earn a 12-point industry recognized credential. She worked on the virtual welder and participated in welding safety, principles of welding, 3M safety, and Industry 4.0. Haley is an excellent student, and I'm happy to be here tonight to witness her inducted into NHS. I know she wants to be successful and will do whatever it takes to meet her goals. I wish you the best, Haley. Our last NHS will be Daniel Willems by Miss Debbie Metzger.
Good evening. I'm Deborah Metzger, and I am Daniel's IS, and I have been since he's been in 6th grade, and I must say that he's grown up quickly. He has been my student, and he has impressed me from the beginning to his hard work, dedication, not only to his education and family, but to helping others. When his brothers needed help in connecting on Zoom to get together, he was always there helping them, very quietly in the background, but he was there helping them. He also helps his father around the house with work, and he showed family was important as well as his education. Daniel is a student you will hear teachers wish for. He's one that they want 1 million in their class. He has perfect attendance, excellent grades, and his coursework is completed on time, if not ahead of time. If he has a question, he will email to obtain an answer. He takes the initiative when something needs to be solved, a quality desired in National Honor Society student. He participated in our investment program, enhanced his knowledge by working with our algebra teacher, Mr. Morales. Since Daniel has joined QDA, he has been involved with several activities, both with the school and his own. He has earned his EEA Eagles member since he learned to fly with the EAA Chapter 1077, and it was offered through the Right Flight classes at Harry Clever Field, which has fanned his desire to possibly do a future in the military involving planes. He has been a fire cadet, learning to wear the equipment, how to use the hoses, and tying knots. He also served in the booth at the county fair, sharing information about the program and showing the fire truck and its equipment. This program piqued his interest in fire jumpers. Leadership achievements: Daniel has often been called upon at the house as the oldest to help watch his siblings. Also, as a fire cadet, he reviewed CPR and tourniquet deployment with other cadets. Daniel is polite and respectful when I've spoken with him on the phone and at testing situations. He remains focused on his task when testing. He has participated in Tunnel to Towers 5K with an amazing time of 27 minutes. He also completed in the 9/11 stair climb in full gear, sponsored by the Volunteer Fire Department. These activities take not only focus, determination, and hard work, reflecting his character of strength. That is certainly a National Honor Society quality. Daniel has worked not only babysitting his siblings and doing lawn care and pest control. Someday he hopes possibly to serve his country upon graduation. Through this service, he will contribute to improving the world around us, as he improves now the community he lives in. I know that whatever path Daniel chooses to go in life, he will be a success. He takes with him scholarship, integrity, and hard work. Congratulations.
At this time, we are going to have our inductees come up on the stage, and they are going to bring their papers with them to read their pledge. They'll be following our already inducted members, and they will lead them in the pledge. We are now going to introduce the National Junior Honor Society students. First up, we have Mr. Bob Zontini, who will be introducing Jade Endries.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Jade Endries. Like my previous student, Jade is the third member of the family that I have been on my instructional supervisor list. I've had two of her older brothers, and they were outstanding students also. Jade's an 8th grader at QDA. Very consistent work ethic. They always complete their classes. They attend their testing, and very responsive when you're trying to communicate. Just recently, she participated in the Right Flight program held at our local airport. And in April, she flew a plane from Harry Cleaver Field over near Carrollton, correct, and back. And so that had to be exciting. I was anxious when I've talked to her mom, say, did she fly yet? But I'd have been nervous, but she's done outstanding. She's also editor of a newsletter created by her and her brother. It's called The Bird Chronicles. And she put down, designed to bring awareness and appreciation for birds. I know they have a camera that they do animal recordings and so forth, so that's interesting as well. She also participates in various community activities such as Breast Cancer Awareness Walk, Save 22 Walk, which brings awareness to post-traumatic stress disorder among veterans, MS Awareness Walk, and she helped organize litter pickup team for Earth Day. In her free time, she likes to do art and take photographs of wildlife, nature, or anything that catches her eye. Dedicated, hardworking, positive, polite student. Congratulations, Jake.
Haley Kimball, and she will be introduced by Mrs. Sandy Axterwitz.
I've had the pleasure of having Haley for quite a few years now. She started Quaker Digital Academy 3 years ago when she was in the 6th grade and currently is an 8th grader. I remember during our Zoom meetings, I would think she was doodling, but then at the end, she would share an amazing picture she was working on, and I would always be amazed at her art talent. Haley is a 3.0 student and pushes herself to explore learning opportunities. She's taking French as an 8th grader to learn a new language and to get a head start on her high school career. She also adds a lot of reading under her external time, and I'm surprised if I don't see a new book title every week. Haley enjoys serving and donated 4 hours of her time walking door to door to pass out flyers for her church Christmas special. She also supported a senior citizen in her church that needed help with moving items, cleaning, and company after the loss of her husband. She gives of her time greeting new guests at the church door and then cleaning and putting everything away after church services. Haley is a leader in her church, helping support the adult leaders in her church ministry. She was also appointed choir lead to help direct the kids and music. Haley shows good character in everything I have observed or heard from others. She is respectful and talks at Zoom meetings, and I have been told how sweet she is at testing. As you can see, Haley is an excellent student and active in her community. She strives to do her best and will impact the people around her for the better. It is my honor to be her instructional supervisor. Congratulations, Haley, on being inducted into the National Junior Honor Society.
Up next, we have Betty Millard and her instructional supervisor, Mrs. JoJo Liebig.
My name is JoJo Liebig, and I'm honored to present Betty. When I found out I would get to be her instructional supervisor, I was pretty excited because I've known Betty since she was a toddler, so I've seen her grow through the years. So I hope I don't brag too much on her. We've attended the same church for years and actually got to be her Sunday school teacher. So seeing her in the academic realm, it was a new side of Betty. But honestly, she just, the same Betty, energy with everything she does. I mean, I saw that different side, but academically, each week she was able to successfully balance her schoolwork with multiple extracurricular activities, and all with an enthusiasm that could brighten any room. And she often did that in our Zooms. Just brought a enthusiasm and cheerfulness that could brighten anyone's day. Betty has maintained A's and B's all year, in addition to juggling many activities. She has a heart for helping others, as shown in her involvement in various ministries at church, including working with preschoolers, assisting with after-school Bible clubs, helping the elderly, and supporting missionaries. She also served in various leadership capacities this year. She helped serve young elementary students in New Philadelphia schools during library time, and at after-school Bible clubs, where she helped lead kids through Bible activities, games, and I got to serve with her, so saw a neat side of her. The kids loved having her lead them. Betty's just a great role model and demonstrated a lot of leadership in all the other activities. She was in dance and cheer clinics, the Welty Middle School musical, and just regular attendance at most all of our QDA activities. In school and out of school, Betty, there's a whole list of character qualities. It was hard to narrow down, but just some of them were committed, enthusiastic, responsible, optimistic, hardworking, and eager to try new things, all with a love of God and love of others. I'm just so proud of her, and I look forward to seeing Betty continue to grow and succeed and pursue new adventures. Congratulations.
I should have just asked her to stay up here with me, but Mrs. Sandy Axterwitz is going to introduce Casey Sigler.
Casey became my student in January of this year, and I've had the pleasure of getting to know him better through our Zoom meetings. He participates, he gives excellent answers when we're playing a Zoom game, and makes sure to laugh at my jokes. Right, Casey? Because they're so good. Casey is a 4.0 student that makes sure to be on pace or even a little bit ahead. He has perfect attendance and excellent grades. When Casey isn't hard at work completing his schoolwork, he likes to give back by volunteering his time to help coach Biddy cross country and encourages younger players to improve their endurance and pace. He gave many hours preparing food for people while volunteering at the Clover Cafe for 4-H. Casey is a leader on the soccer field and was named the captain of the team. He was also a part of the Claymont cross country team that attended the state meet. Casey has learned lots of character skills by actively participating in the Boy Scouts Troop 620 and going on many camping trips. Casey failed to mention something when we were asking candidates for information that he spends many hours a day doing that I feel shows his character. His family has 13 rabbits that are used for 4-H projects. Almost every day, I see external time logged for cleaning cages and feeding the rabbits. I'm not talking like 15 minutes, I'm talking hours. He faithfully completes this task and shows he is dependable even in the small things. It's my privilege to introduce you, Casey, and I look forward to seeing what the future holds for you. Congratulations.
Up next, we have Ice Taylor by Mrs. Kayla Bircher.
Ice has been a student of mine for the 2023-2024 school year. He is a devoted student that consistently keeps up on his attendance, his courses, and his grade. Ice is a leader in his athletics, in the classroom, and participates in clubs and activities that help lead himself and others to success. I have thoroughly enjoyed watching Ice's success and accomplishments this school year. Ice currently carries a 4.0 GPA in all of his courses, including a completion of both his 8th grade and in the process of 9th grade courses this school year. During basketball season, Ice volunteered 10 hours of his time to work the scoreboard at both the 7th and 8th grade basketball games and participated in various clubs throughout the community. At his previous school, Ice was elected vice president for homeroom, where he monitored and performed daily activities that the teacher needed. In 7th grade, Ice was the team captain for his basketball team, which required him to maintain accountability, discipline, and structure with his teammates. Ice is a great member of his community and is known to volunteer at athletic events and is part of a young entrepreneur club, which designed and sold custom t-shirts, raising over $500. Ice has been a pleasure to have as a student this school year. I am so proud of his work ethic and accomplishments both inside and outside of the classroom. I am positive that whatever Ice puts his mind to, he will accomplish. Congratulations.
Mackey's unable to be here this evening, so we have Araya Limberopoulos by Mrs. Carol Bolts.
Araya is this quiet, creative 7th grade student, and earlier this year she kept entering ELO hours where she was crocheting a Halloween costume, and I crocheted just a little bit, and I was blown away when I found out all that she was doing. I was so surprised and pleased to see how hard she had worked on her costume, which was Coraline, following the pattern and making it, and all of the other projects she does. Her artistic creativity carries over into her work and her dedication in always doing her best work. Araya carries an A average in all of her academic classes, as well as perfect attendance. She puts in many hours. She is so far ahead in her attendance hours, mostly because of her offline hours she enters as well with all of her creative endeavors. She was dedicated to completing her assignments and always doing her best. She spent many hours picking up trash in the Stark parks to help with the environment and to help with the animals, and she's excited as she gets older to have more volunteering opportunities there and visiting the parks and keeping them nice. In 6th grade, her artwork was featured and used by QPA on Facebook to inspire and motivate students so that they could see all the opportunities. She also takes it upon herself with her mom to go and travel to flea markets and art shows and talk to vendors about their work and how you get into selling it and marketing your products so that she can learn from them for her future. Araya is an outstanding student with a love for all things that express her creativity. So whether teaching herself a new art skill or playing the piano, she puts in 100% effort and is always wanting to learn more. I am so proud of her. Congratulations.
Now we'll have Emily Sanford by Mrs. Samantha Fisher.
Emily has been a student of mine for the last 3 years. Actually, we kind of started at the school around the same time. Well, she actually might have been there before me, but I am super proud of her and so proud of her accomplishments. She has currently has all A's and B's and finished last semester the same way. This is not out of the ordinary for Emily. She works hard to receive her good grades. She recently started to pick up trash around her neighborhood to help improve the environment. She helps rake leaves, shovel snow, and pulls weeds for her elderly neighbors as well. Each year, Emily travels to Canada to help her family on the apple orchard. She is an apple drop picking crew member. She helps her younger sister and cousins to make sure they achieve the necessary collection that's needed. She also spends time encouraging them and reassuring them that they are doing well. Emily attends all of her scheduled Zoom sessions at school, participates in coding and investment club and attends youth group at her local church. Oops. It has been such a pleasure watching Emily grow into the caring, bright young lady that she is today. Emily, I hope that you continue to thrive in your academics and be a role model for those around you. Keep working hard, and again, congratulations.
At this time, we are going to have our new inductees come up with their cards and recite the pledge, which will be led by our previous members. So come on up. You can come right here, it's fine. If you just want to stand here.
I promise to keep this under 30 minutes. So funny. First of all, before I forget, everybody have a safe trip on the way home. We have many families that have come quite a distance to be with us this evening. I think there was even maybe one situation on the highway where it was a delayed entrance. So be safe on the way home. Again, congratulations to our inductees, to our families, all the support, to our instructional supervisors, to our teachers, to our administration. Everybody worked together on this, and we want to continue that in the future. We want to see some of these inductees back with us next year, just like we have some returning students with us this year. And with that said, how much time I got left? Oh, 29 minutes, okay. We have some light refreshments in the gym going that way. And I hope you can, if you have time, please join us. And thank you again, and have a great rest of the evening. And students, have a great rest of the school year. Thank you.